Alright, legends, welcome back. You crushed the like goal again. So here we are with part 7 of our story. I'm thrilled you're all hooked, and believe me, the best is still ahead. If you're hungry for part 8 today, let's smash 2,000 likes on this one. You know the deal. Your support keeps this going. Now let's jump right back in. In Ingrid's dream, we see that mysterious man on the boat again. He asks, "Did you achieve what you were after this time? You're one stubborn guy. What keeps driving you forward like this?" As the battle ends, we hear voices discussing what happened. Whatever caused that effect, it was key to our victory. Weren't you two the ones who pushed through together? We're still missing the squad captain. They said he needed rest. I hope he wakes up safe. Ingrid, still groggy, thinks to himself, what's all this noise? And what's this tingling in my fingers? As he wakes up, he finds the panther curled up in his lap. Rem says, "Hey, you're finally awake, Captain. Honestly, I thought we were both going to die this time. The gods answered my prayer, for real." Ingrid asks, "What's the situation now?" Jackson responds, "You okay, Captain?" "I'm a bit thirsty," says Ingrid. Jackson hands him water and adds, "You lost a lot of blood." Klaus chimes in, "Luckily, the healer says there won't be any permanent damage. Maybe the gods smiled on you, or you're just insanely lucky." Ingrid thinks, "So I blacked out again." Jackson gets up. "Since you're awake, I'll head out. Ragna just dozed off." Ingrid sighs, "I finally made it through the day in one piece, huh?" Rem is staring at him quietly. Ingrid notices, "Why are you looking at me like that? Want to pet the panther or something?" Rem replies, "No, I'm not interested in the panther. That spell, how did you know it was magic?" Ingrid thinks to himself, "Even if I told him I learned it by reliving the same day, he wouldn't believe me. But Rem has always been loyal. I need to be honest with him. I used to know someone just like you." Ingrid tells him. "He was a settler too. He told me something once, and it stuck with me. That's how I figured it out." Ingrid smiles to himself. Technically not a lie. Rem did tell me that story once before. Rem replies, "So you're dodging the real explanation? Huh? Whatever. Just don't let magic distract you too much." Ingrid thinks, for a guy who acts so aloof, Rem sure is sharp. Ingrid asks, "Where did you go during the battle?" "I want to check out the guy who raised the enemy banner. Didn't like his face, so I took him out." Ingrid realizes, so Rem was the one who dealt with the caster. That explains it. Klaus, meanwhile, is offering the panther some medicine. "Just one more step, come on now." The panther growls, clearly annoyed. Ingrid warns, "Careful or he'll rip you to pieces, Klaus." Klaus replies, "If I give up a chance at 10,000 crowns, my heart will break." Ingrid, confused, asks, 10,000? For what? Klaus explains, "My friend Andre told me. He went scouting and said that panther, black fur, blue eyes, it's a legend around here. Just one of its claws is worth 10,000 crowns, and it sheds them every few days. If you're lucky, you can collect one." Ingrid thinks, 1 gold coin equals 10,000 crowns. That's more than my entire salary. He continues to reflect. After the fog lifted, our army overwhelmed the enemy, but they couldn't finish the fight. We didn't advance or retreat. Days passed, and the bloodshed of that day stuck with me. I don't think I could do it again, even if I tried. Jackson warns, "Don't push yourself too hard. You'll just make your wounds worse." Ingrid replies, "I've trained enough to know my limits." Ragna adds, "You're not going anywhere like that. Might as well take a nap, Captain." Rem snaps, "You're trying to turn everyone lazy like you? Move it, don't block the way." He smacks Ragna on the shoulder. Ragna mutters, "Where I put my sword?" Rem challenges, "You want to spar or something?" Ingrid laughs, "I used a move today I'd never tried before. Can that really happen?" Rem replies, "It's normal. You don't need a perfect setup. When Beast Heart is fused to you and your focus is sharp, you can feel the way you grip your sword and where the power flows." Ragna adds, "Once you've mastered the basics, reading your opponent becomes easier. You were able to narrow your focus, and that widened your field of awareness. But still, luck played a role. It takes a real veteran to pull that off under pressure." Ingrid thinks, "I get it now. That wasn't an ordinary day. That day, I fought harder than ever. I searched for an opening hundreds of times until I could finally win. This isn't about memorizing outcomes. I grew stronger by my own hand. Even if I wasn't born gifted, I can still become powerful." Then Ingrid says, "Ragna, Rem, I want to spar." Rem laughs, "Seriously? I was called a madman, but you've gone way past me, Captain." Ragna nods. "It's rare, but I agree with the barbarian. So who are you planning to fight?" That's when the ferry commander walks in. She says, "You're in no shape to spar right now, Captain. You're the one who destroyed the magical conduit, right?" Ingrid thinks, "I thought I'd just be answering some questions, but why did she show up personally?" He replies, "Yeah, that was me. I spotted a few things during recon and already had some knowledge of magic." She asks, "There were 5 decoys. How did you find the real one?" "I guessed," Ingrid replies. She pauses, then says, "I see." Ingrid asks, "Is that all you wanted to ask?" She answers, "Actually, I came to see your face too. It seems we're both connected by ladder." Ingrid, stunned, thinks, "Ladder? What is she talking about?" Rem grinned. "There's clearly a secret behind all this. Come on, tell me. I'm listening." Ingrid sighed. "Rem, just shut up already." Then Klaus chimed in, "Captain, you definitely seem like the type I could launch a big business with. I've got a great deal on some land." "Enough," Ingrid snapped. "I said be quiet." He thought to himself, "I'm more curious now. Why does the commander seem so fixated on me? Facing off against a direct superior in front of all these soldiers? That's heavy, but exciting too." Klaus suddenly added, "Oh, by the way, big news. A knight's apprentice has just arrived." That shocked Ingrid. "The Red Cloaks," he thought. "In case you don't know, the division I belong to, Cyprus, was named after one of the Red Cloak Knights. These knights are insanely rare talents, even across the entire continent. Not everyone in their order becomes a knight. But when an apprentice earns recognition from their master, that's when they become a true novice knight. And at the very top are those who've surpassed even human limits. Apprentices usually don't join battles unless they're about to be knighted. So whoever's here now, they're probably right on the cusp." Suddenly, voices echoed outside the tent. Klaus peeked out. All that hype must be for the knight apprentice's debut. Rem muttered, "Captain, in your condition, you should really be resting." But Ingrid said firmly, "No, I want to see him." Rem looked at him, amused. "You're burning with curiosity, huh? All right then, go on. You have to see it for yourself." Ingrid whispered, "The very image that haunted my dreams all these years is now right in front of me. Standing there, just a few steps away." And then we see him, the knight apprentice, Waif, facing down a formation of soldiers. The soldiers ready their bows. A rain of arrows is unleashed, like a storm falling straight toward him. But Waif simply lowers his stance, placing one hand on his sword. A strange aura pulses around his legs. Ragna observes. He's channeling his willpower through his feet. And then, he vanishes in a flash. The apprentice explodes forward at blinding speed. Ingrid is stunned. Waif reaches the enemy line, and with a single swing, he sends dozens of soldiers flying through the air. One soldier stammers, what is this?" Waif keeps going, faster, deadlier, slicing through their formation. Espen's soldiers panic. "How are we supposed to fight that? This is insane." One officer screams, "Hold your ground, idiots! Hold!" But before he can finish, his head is gone, cleanly severed by Waif. Waif leaps onto the dead man's horse in one fluid motion. Rem watches, impressed. Yeah, this guy earned his title. He's not called a combat prodigy for nothing. Ragna murmurs, "If I keep pushing, maybe someday I'll be close to that level." Jackson says there were at least 5 chances to stop Espen earlier. That enemy commander was an idiot. Autumn prays, "Dear gods, watch over your lions as they walk your path." Klaus grins, "No point falling back. It's already over." Ingrid watches carefully. Their sword style? Is it the correct way of dueling? No, it blends multiple styles. The weight of a heavy blade, the speed of a light one. The true and precise sword responds fluidly to enemy movements, quick, clean, sharp. The heavy and brutal sword crushes everything, pushing down with sheer power. The magical and deceptive sword disrupts rhythm, fools the eye. Like the mercenary Fallon style, yeah, it fits that category. The swift and swiftest sword overwhelms opponents with relentless speed. And finally, the gentle and flowing sword neutralizes attacks and redirects them. If the heavy sword and the swift sword seem like opposites, then watching them blend like this, yeah? Even opposites come from one origin. All sword styles trace back to the same root. It's all about the user, how they perceive their sword, the balance, the intention, the rhythm. The sword itself becomes alive, breathing. Ingrid closes his eyes. Elsewhere, the rest of the squads begin their advance. Rem chuckles. Those maniacs. Looks like our captain's finally breaking out of his shell. Let's make sure nobody disturbs him now. Squad 4 forms a protective ring around Ingrid, shielding him from all sides. Ingrid thought to himself, reaching enlightenment doesn't mean you've changed everything. Enlightenment is just a compass. It shows you how far you still have to go. So now, I'm going to climb high enough to see the world from above. He begins climbing the wall in front of him to reach his moment of clarity. Meanwhile, the soldiers of Cyprus shout, "Charge! Show no mercy!" They've lost the will to fight. Slaughter every last one of them. Today's victory will redraw the borders of Bang. Ingrid keeps climbing, determined. Eventually, he wakes up. He says, the war is reaching its end. This winter, the spring ahead will be filled with glory. The scene shifts elsewhere. Ingrid narrates. The nation of Asban was founded by 3 major noble houses. And in the Asban domain, someone remarks, those dogs, they broke the unspoken rule of not deploying knights. We see Jabrat Hirer and the Governor Ike in council. Ike says they used the appearance of the general in the enemy camp as an excuse. With someone like him around, they had no choice but to send knights. There's no room for excuses now. Then the man who seems to be the feudal lord speaks. In a moment like this, that man should have revealed himself. Ike replies, he's always been a free spirit. Something chaotic like this was bound to happen. Even without the general, they would have found another excuse. But the magic failed. None of that mattered in the end. Then the patriarch of Asban declares, the Greyhounds must take full responsibility for this. Hirer agrees, we won't let this slide. Ingrid continues, after the long confrontation, and once Asban withdrew, our forces began to pull back. Fort City, a royal military zone near Asban's border, is a fortress town where soldiers make up nearly half the population. There, a formal ceremony begins as Cyprus troops gather. Once again, we honor the bravery of the heroes who led us to victory. From this moment on, even regular soldiers will be rewarded for loyalty and valor shown in the name of Cyprus. Unit 4, Division 4. Ingrid Leckrich, for breaking Espen's vile sorcery, you are to be granted a special reward. Ingrid steps forward to accept it, but behind him, some soldiers murmur, that crippled captain? How the hell did he break a magic spell? He's weak, isn't he? This doesn't make sense. Is he stealing the credit from his squad? Didn't he crawl back to base while his unit handled everything? His skills are trash. A voice shuts them down. Silence, both of you. It's Andre's personal guard. You have no right to mock him. Ingrid is far more capable than you fools realize. Ingrid accepts the reward, a generous pile of coin. Back down, Klaus greets him, Captain. What are you going to do with all that cash, huh? Booze. Women? Come on, tell me the best place we can blow it. Ingrid smirks. Actually, Klaus, take me to the best blacksmith in town. At the forge, Klaus says, wait, you're spending everything on a sword? Even the standard-issued ones we get aren't bad. There are plenty lying around the battlefield already. What you just bought could arm our whole squad for life. Ingrid replies, to become a knight, first, you need real power. Klaus asks, but why do you need something so expensive for that? Ingrid continues, then you must prove your skill. He looks over to Klaus. I'm going to take the soldier's promotion test. In his mind, it's time I stop being a low-ranked grunt in Cyprus. Klaus blinks. Promotion test? You actually care about rising through the ranks. Ingrid nods. No reason to stay stuck at the bottom forever. Klaus grins. That's fair. So, should we prep the arena? Ingrid explains. The military uses a tier system to boost morale. High rank, upper rank, mid-rank, low rank, and then for those who exceed all expectations, the special ranking. The ranking system grants each soldier benefits, matching their level. To advance, you must defeat 3 soldiers from the rank you're aiming for. And with all the spectators around, it's almost like a betting game. We hear Klaus shout, place your bets now. Any mid-rank soldier willing to face Captain Ingrid? A soldier steps forward and scoffs. A low-ranked grunt challenging a mid-rank directly? You already got rewarded for something you didn't even accomplish, and now you think you're worth more. Ingrid thinks to himself, so this is my first opponent, a skilled soldier, well-known even among mid-ranked fighters, and a former mercenary at that. Someone in the crowd shouts, hey Klaus, seriously, did anyone actually bet on Squad 4's captain? Who would be dumb enough to do that? Klaus fires back, you'll see soon enough. Ingrid thinks, up to now, I've grown stronger through countless deaths. But this time, there's no risk of dying. The real limit here is that I only get one chance. Focus. Stay calm, Ingrid. I can win this. Most of the people here, back then, I never would have dreamed of standing up to any of them. Don't let your guard down. Fight as if your life depends on it. The mid-rank soldier charges at Ingrid with full force. Ingrid prepares, thinking that counter technique I learned from the battlefield, if I can pull it off, just one opening is all I need. With a single, clean sweep, Ingrid knocks the enemy's sword right out his hands. The man's fingers even twist unnaturally as the weapon flies. The soldier screams, "HH. My fingers, what the hell?" Ingrid blinks, stunned. Then, realizing the opportunity, he strikes again, slamming the hilt of his sword into the soldier's face. The man collapses to the ground, completely unconscious. Ingrid thinks, what just happened? Was he really this weak? The crowd erupts. He won. That loser captain actually won. Someone turns to Klaus. Hey, you bet on him, didn't you? You knew this would happen. Klaus, wide-eyed, stammers. I was just trying to save his dignity. I didn't think he'd actually pull it off. Whoa, that was insane. Another soldier replies, if you're part of a squad, at least show some damn faith in your captain. Ingrid reflects. That guy let his guard down. He underestimated me. But still, does it usually end this easily? He was a mid-rank, wasn't he? If I'm still curious about my limits, then I'll try again. Another soldier steps forward, spear in hand. Don't let that lucky win get to your head. This time, I'm handling you. Ingrid studies him. An infantry unit member. This one's known for his spear work. He rotates the tip to distract and then strikes from an unexpected angle. The spearman lunges forward with precision. But with one fluid motion, Ingrid slashes upward, snapping the man's spear in two. The soldier stares in disbelief. Did he just break it that easily? Is this another trick? Or maybe he's planning to strike again with the hilt he's holding. No, judging by his expression, that's not it. Could this really be it? Just a single clean hit? Ingrid strikes Dracula with a sharp blow, knocking him straight to the ground. The crowd is stunned. He won again? Twice in a row. That can't just be luck. A low-ranked soldier just took down two mid-ranked fighters, easily. Klaus calls out, who's next? Anyone else up for a fight? The crowd murmurs, wait, when did this place get so packed? Damn it, if I jump in and lose, I'll lose my money too. Vengeance yells, you idiots, you all mocked Ingrid before. And now look at you scared. His aide adds, weren't you the squad leader who kept talking down about Ingrid? Vengeance snaps, shut it. I never said any of that. Then we see Andre stand up and declare, after my last defeat, I trained day and night under the captain's guidance. I challenge Ingrid once more. But his assistant steps in, no, you've improved, but even if you beat him now, I couldn't defeat Ingrid myself. Andre reluctantly sits back down. Nearby, Reem kicks someone and says, hey, get up. The man replies, what the hell, man? What's your problem? Reem growls, weren't you the one bragging that Ingrid only wins because of favoritism? And now you're scared. The man stammers, scared? And no, not at all. Ingrid reflects, in every fight I've been in, it's always been survival. Never a moment to notice the details. First, there was that stab-obsessed lunatic I fought on day one. Then the killer I clashed with after that. Even that madman I recently defeated. And of course, the comrades I train with daily. Every battle I've had was brutal. That's all I've known. My master once told me never to underestimate an opponent. A soldier approaches. You daydreaming before a duel? Ingrid calmly answers, not at all. I used to think that advice didn't apply to me. I never imagined the day I'd be the one underestimating someone. His opponent replies, then what's with that smug face? Ingrid grins, I'm just having fun. That's all. He lunges forward and strikes. The soldier tries to block, but Ingrid presses in. This land is called the Knight's Ground, Ingrid says. A place that honors the strong, only the strong. He raises his sword again. Another powerful blow crashes down on the soldier's blade, shattering it instantly. Ingrid steps forward, right here, right now. I prove myself. He swings one last time. The soldier collapses unconscious on the ground. From the crowd, someone shouts, he shattered the spell. Did he really destroy the core world? Was that really the squad for captain? It wasn't his team, it was him. Andre jumps up. The spell breaker. The spell breaker. Ingrid looks around, confused. What are they doing? Andre shouts. If it weren't for Captain Ingrid, half of you would have died here. The crowd erupts in cheers. Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker. Klaus walks over. Congrats, Captain. You've been promoted to a mid-rank soldier. Ingrid shrugs. Feels like overkill celebrating this. There are still high-rank soldiers ahead. Klaus stares at him. You're going to keep going, aren't you? Suddenly, a voice calls out. Now this is entertaining. Someone nearby whispers, wait, that crest. It's the Eagle insignia. That's the Border Defense Force under direct command of the kingdom. Is that really the elite squad? The one where every member is high-ranked or higher? Why is he here? The Twilight Slayer. The elite soldier steps forward. Captain Ingrid's squad 4. How about we duel? So who is this man? Can our hero Ingrid take down a member of the kingdom's elite border defense? One of the strongest units alive? And that's the end of part 7. But trust me, this is just the calm before the storm. If you're ready for the next insane chapter, smash that like button, drop your wildest predictions in the comments, and stay locked in. Because part 8 is going to be next level. Stay legendary, and I'll see you there.